Don't look now, but here come the Buffalo Bills. But what is that in their way? Maybe the number one seed in the NFC. We will talk Cowboys Bills next on DJ Football. He is Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network. I'm Ryan Brown. This is DJ Football, the show presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. They will match your initial deposit up to $1,000 there at MyBookie.ag with code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round. DJ, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Looking forward to a fun weekend of NFL football with some intriguing matchups.
Well, here is one of them. Cowboys at Bills, late Fox game coming up on Sunday. And just when you maybe thought about writing the Bills off, they go to Kansas City. They get a win. Their division rival, Miami, has a surprising loss on Monday Night Football. Now, all of a sudden, not just the playoffs are in sight, but they're back in that division race.
Yeah, all you need is a three-part series on your head coach to hit the internet and have that be the rallying cry, so to speak, for your team. No, that was a huge win for them, going on the road, beating Kansas City, and then try and ride that momentum into another opponent that is red hot right now. So this will be a huge game, really, on both sides in terms of what it means seeding the postseason. More than anything else, just trying to ride that momentum wave. But the Bills are a team, Ryan, even if they don't win the division, even if they just find their way in. Do you think you want to be the AFC South team that's got to welcome Josh Allen into your building in the first round? Do you really want that?
You do not. He could still be confounding with some of the decisions he makes. Some he gets away with, some he doesn't. But he could still just dazzle you with some of the throws he makes. The throw he made on the sideline there against Kansas City gets hit as he's going out of bounds, just lofts it. I mean, that was an incredible play. I don't know how many guys in the NFL make that play.
Yeah, he's a freak. And then, you get James Cook going a little bit, not only running, but catching the ball, and now you get Knox back to go along with Kincaid. It's kind of one of those deals where it's not the best team that wins the tournament. It's the hottest team that wins the tournament. If they can get all these guys back together, get on the same page. And I said it a little bit tongue-in-cheek about the article about McDermott, but I do think there is a little something to that. They did the rally around their coach. You got to give them credit. It would have been easy to just kind of say, well, this is the first wheels come off the bus here. Let's just, let this whole thing, end up in a ditch. They didn't do that.
I think one other aspect of this team that has been much talked about is Stephon Diggs, and at least the reports by Tracy Wolfson of CBS during that game, that even in the moments of that game where he wasn't very involved, he was still very positive and vocal on the sidelines, which goes a little bit against the
stereotype, the narrative.
Yeah, the narrative with him, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And look, I don't think it's made up. I think that was earned with some of the frustration, particularly last year in the postseason. So, but it's good to see them kind of all, to quote the great philosopher PJ Fleck, rowing in the same direction here. But again, to me, and defensively, they're able to get some pressure late in that game, heated up Patrick Mahomes. It's a dangerous team, man. In a year where there's so much uncertainty in the AFC, where the Chiefs aren't as good as they've been historically, Joe Burrow's not out there. The Jags are up and down. It's maybe a little early with them, with Trevor Lawrence. Who are, the Ravens, I guess. You got, obviously, you talk about the Ravens being a dangerous team, but I don't think they're unbeatable. I think Buffalo's got to feel like, let's just punch our ticket, man. If we can punch our ticket, we'll be fine.
What have you seen from Joe Brady? He takes over for Ken Dorsey a couple of weeks ago after one of those puzzling Bills losses, and it seems like he's got a better feel for this offense, and it seems like Josh Allen has reacted very well to his play calling.
Yeah, it's hard to say when you watch it, like you notice something completely different. I will say that I think with Josh, it's two things. You want to be able to give him some easy ones, and then you want to be able to encourage him to occasionally unleash the crazy stuff that you're talking about. But major in the easy ones and sprinkle in some of the crazy ones. I think that formula got a little bit upside down at times previously, and too much was on him. And I think now they've done a nice job of baking that in. Bake in some easy ones. And then, hey, look, when there's opportunities there, go ahead and do it. Don't play with handcuffs on. But I think it's reined in a little bit. I give Josh a lot of credit for that as well. Just kind of realizing you can't play reckless and turn it over like that.
So they're going to step out of the AFC and play one of the hottest teams in all of football, the Dallas Cowboys, who have their eyes set on the one seed in the NFC. We'll discuss the Cowboys side of this in one moment, but a reminder that DJ Football is presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. You make your initial deposit using code next round. They will match that deposit up to $1,000. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag. Code next round for that sign-on bonus at MyBookie.ag. Also, don't forget our friends at Manscaped. It is the gift-giving season, that man in your life, or if you're dropping hints for gifts, Manscaped.com is a great place to go. I have right here the handyman. You can see how small, compact it is. It's a great travel razor, great at-home razor. They've got other great products like the Beard Hedger. They've got the Weed Whacker, takes care of the nose hair and the ear hair, and the lawnmower, full body, and the undercarriage. Also, great boxer shorts, great male body products, all there at Manscaped.com. Because you're watching the show, you get 20% off your initial order when you use code DJF20. For DJ football viewers, DJF20 is the code to get 20% off at Manscaped.com. Great gift idea, Manscaped.com.
Real quick, by the way, also, if you put in code Otani, you pay 5 cents now for the Manscaped product, and then 10 years from now, you pay the rest of the fare.
And think about how much you save on taxes when you do that. See, that's the thinking. You save that on taxes. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. I keep saying they have their eyes set on the NFC 1 seed. Clearly, I think San Francisco is the best team in the NFC. But right now, if you're Dallas, you're right there neck and neck with San Francisco. You hope they slip up, and you don't.
Yeah, in a perfect world, I know San Francisco recently just throttled the same Eagles team that the Cowboys just throttled.
Yep.
But, ideally, you don't have to go through both of those teams to get where you want to go. You'd like to see San Francisco and Philadelphia square off, and then you only play one of them going forward. But Dallas manhandled the Eagles. They played great. They ran the ball against them well. Defensively, Jalen Hurts couldn't get anything going. The Dallas Cowboys are a complete team. They just cannot match up with the 49ers. So in an ideal world, they would
very few can.
No, and when they're playing like this, nobody can, to be totally honest, the way they're dialed in. But they just have such a history of failure against them, where some other teams have at least been a little bit more competitive. So, I mean, that's forecasting way out into the future here. But this is a great test for them. This is a team that's playing great football. Dak's in the MVP discussion, and rightfully so, with what he's done and how he's started to just continue to stack games on top of each other. And defensively, they're playing well as a group. So I think they're what they look, and it's weird to say this about Cowboys teams over the years, where I think this has been a knock and a criticism. Ryan, they're really well coached. When you watch them, they're well coached. Things make sense. What they're doing offensively ties together. Defensively, they're like, we use the buzzword connected. There's a connection between the front and the coverage. There's nothing more frustrating when you're watching a game on Sunday, dial up a pressure, and you're playing off coverage. And it's like, okay, take that right now. Like, they do a nice job of staying connected.
I feel like we've spent like 5 years trying to replace Mike McCarthy in Dallas, and then you look up and you're like, he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, why is anybody wanting to replace Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, I think he saw, the need for them to be, a more balanced football team, and that would take some stress and pressure off the defense as well. So, look, the proof is out there. Dak Prescott's playing really, really well. Again, this is, it's a team, I think, in Buffalo that Dallas actually matches up pretty well with.
You keep mentioning Dak Prescott. He is in the lead, among the lead, if not in the lead, at MyBookie.ag and the MVP odds. One reason why, obviously, CeeDee Lamb is a great receiver, okay? But Jake Ferguson has turned into a really good tight end. Working the seams, 5 touchdowns. He's their second leading receiver. Just about any team that's winning anything of note has a very dependable tight end, and Jake Ferguson is that.
Yeah, and they exploited that middle of the Eagles defense, not only with Ferguson, but working other guys in there as well. But yeah, I mean, that's a quarterback loves the easy completions. Where can you find easy completions? A lot of times it's at that tight end position, a lot of times middle of the field, and particularly working down the seams. And he can go up and get it. He's quick off the line as well. He's been a good find for them out of Wisconsin. A really nice job.
Yeah, Big Ten tight ends, man. Those
They're
guys
everywhere.
Yeah, they all kind of look the same too, don't they? Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like you could give me a police lineup of tight ends, say pick out the Big Ten guys, and I could do it.
Yeah, I figured that Dallas Clark is just like in a bakery somewhere in the Midwest and just putting in a sheet full of tight ends, and they all come out of the oven, and he just ships them off to different Big Ten schools.
Iowa, Wisconsin, Purdue. It's a mad scientist making tight ends. All right, it is Cowboys, Bills, massive playoff implications in this one. Late Fox game coming up Sunday. A reminder, DJ Football is presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. Get that sign-on bonus match up to $1,000 when you use code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag, code next round. MyBookie.ag, code next round. And also, don't forget that code at manscaped.com. Code DJF20 saves you 20% off your initial order at manscaped.com. It is Cowboys Bills late on Fox. He is Daniel Jeremiah of the NFL Network, and this is DJ Football.